Welcome to another Combustion Chamber Live. Today we are at a Veterans Tribute Hot Rod Car Show. There's a lot of beautiful classics and a lot of American muscle. So let's get after it. All right, let's get things started off right with one of my favorite vehicles and one of our most important Combustion Chamber episodes. This is the Veterans Tribute Rat Rod truck here. And as we go in for a closer look, you can see that it has signatures all over the vehicle from veterans of various branches. And this is a tribute, a rolling tribute and memorial to people that have served or Gold Star families. And this is one of the best episodes I think we've made. I will link to it below and include it at the title card at the end. But it's just an exceptional vehicle with a very powerful message. You eyeballing me? I still love that part. So I wanted to start out this veterans event with one of my absolute all-time favorite vehicles and favorite episodes. This carries a very important message. You can find them at Sign the Truck. You Google that and this will come up. And like I said, I will provide a link below and in the ending title card. Now this is an absolute thing of beauty. A 1967 Pontiac GTO. How can you tell it's a 67 by just looking at it? Well, the vent windows, right? That's one of the hints there. But in 1967, the rear end got a change in design. Now, how do you tell the difference between a 66 and a 67? Well, 66 has a different rear end style with 3 pinstripe taillights on either side. As you can see, this has got 4 taillights on each side. Beautiful maroon color. I don't know the exact name of this color, but it goes really well with these lines. I've been a fan of GTOs since I was a young man. It's pretty evident this is an award winner, and rightfully so. And also, it has not a Chevrolet engine. You see a lot of Pontiacs. They'll put a crate engine in it. This is a Pontiac engine. You can definitely tell by that baby blue paint. That's what those engines were painted when they were Pontiac motors. You can also see that distributor cap back there. It's at just a little bit of an angle there. That's one of the ways it helps me identify the difference between a Pontiac and a Chevrolet engine of this era. The Chevrolet distributor cap is straight up and down. So, beautiful car though. This thing is gorgeous and it looks like it's driven, but in excellent shape. 1954 Bentley. I've seen this before, but very limitedly. It's your concourse type of shows. Yeah, this is gorgeous and I'm really glad it's out here today. So it's got all the headlights up front. I wonder, does the center one turn? Sometimes on some of these classic cars, they would put a couple of extra lights down at the bottom or one, and it would actually turn with the wheels. I don't believe this one does though, but this is really beautiful. Good looking. And it's right-hand drive, which is awesome. I forgot about that. I've seen this before. I know I have. And hopefully I don't reflect too much there in the window, but you can see it's got the little tray with the teacups. You get yourself a spot of tea. Actually, my grandmother was British and she raised me on tea, so I love tea. But I do a bad British accent. And right here we have a 1940 Lincoln Zephyr with a V12 engine. Check that out. This is in great condition. I didn't expect cars of this era to be out here today, but now that they are, that is really nice and very, very cool. Because it's called the Hot Rods for Heroes, so you think muscle car era, which there's a lot of those here, and we're gonna definitely check them out. This is awesome. and once again, in excellent shape. Really beautiful stuff. And we're gonna spin around right here. Look at this classic Mercury. Look at that. That's a big one right there. But beautiful. I love the dark green, all the chrome and the white wall wheels. Yeah, this is neat. Now I wonder, it's got the police style lights there, but who knows why these have them on there? Maybe this was a cruiser for police at some point. If it was, Don't end up back there. Unless you're with your girl. But this is in excellent shape too. I'm glad that these are out here today. I was not expecting this. This is awesome. And I love the everything on this. The green paint, the chrome, everything is done up to the nines on this. It's gorgeous to look at. Got a classic hot rod pickup truck here. I'm gonna guess the year, I might be wrong, but 1967? I'm just hazarding a guess there. I might be wrong on that. But definitely an award winner. He's got some nice airbrush work around his air cleaner there. Really, really good looking truck here. And the black paint on this is done very well. We've talked about black paint before and how it can get a little tricky. Oh, I was wrong. It's a 1964. I guessed incorrectly. 1964. Look at this though. You know, the paint work is done up so well all throughout. You know, we've talked about black paint, how it can be difficult, and if it's not done right, it'll definitely show. And this is a great, great example of good craftsmanship, good painting, and excellent work. Now let's flip around right here. Check out this Shelby Cobra. Beautiful car, awesome two-seat roadster, powered typically by a 427 engine. So it's nice to see this out here today. I love how he's got all the racing brands and stuff, stickers all over the car. Looks like it's is it autographed there? Cool. Caution, hot exhaust. Yeah, when you get out of the vehicle with those side pops, you want to watch your legs. And let's go over here. And is this a Mercury Cougar Eliminator? Very cool. And in excellent shape. With a replica of the car on top of the air cleaner there. So this is a good looking ride. He's got the sunroof there. This is nice with the hidden headlights. That was a thing, which still looks great today. I think it's a clean design. All right, we got these two young gentlemen with us today. Who are you, and who are you with?
We are the United States Sea Cadets and Now Buddies. Yeah, we're going to be in Sea Cadets, but we're 12 and 11. 10. Yeah, 10. If you guys want to sign up, you can be recruited and just go to, I'm guessing, cadetcorps.com.
Cadetcorps.com. And now y'all going to be future Navy SEALs?
Yep.
All right. Well, thanks for coming out today.
It's good to help.
Thanks.
Have a nice day.
You too. Now, the Veterans Tribute Truck is probably one of my favorite rides out here, but this is right up there with it. I'm going to tell you why. Obviously, it's a Viper ACR, V10 powered. This has got all the track components on it that you would expect with this generation in the ACR. But look at this high-speed performance modification right there. This is a friend of mine's vehicle. He had a red Viper final edition that we shot. Once again, I'll link to that at the end. And put a link down below as well. But this is his latest Viper, and if you're curious, is that wing functional? And all this around the vehicle, the canards, all that, is this functional? It 100% is, and he does track the car. So he does obviously take great care of it, and it is clean, but he does track it. So that's excellent. And let's go right in. We didn't get a good look at the interior. Let's do that real quick. It's a shame they don't make Vipers anymore. Hopefully they bring it back with that V10, maybe some other options. As you can see, this has got modern materials on it, the carbon fiber hood, so it's very lightweight. And the aero is functional, like I said earlier. But the owner of this car is an outstanding guy, and he's a good dude. Let's get another wide shot of that beautiful Viper. And right here we've got a classic 1966 fastback Mustang in a light kind of gold color. Don't know what exactly to call it, but it is very much a color of that era, and it is beautiful. They've definitely taken it to doing a lot of engine dress up and performance. It's actually they have a sign here. Let's see what color. Sauterine gold. I think, you know, I tell people I went to public school, so if I mispronounce something, that's what I tell folks. So now here's something on this vehicle I want to point out to you. I was lucky enough to kind of be able to do this as a young man, what is this tray here for? Well, it's for drive-ins. Now, we know about restaurants like Sonic, but drive-ins used to be all the rage, and they would come by and put this on your window, and that's how you take your girl out on a date or whatever, and that's how they would do it. Also, they would do things like drive-in movie theaters. So you'd take the speaker, you'd hook on to the window. I saw Ernest Goes to Jail at a drive-in with my dad many years ago. If y'all don't know those Ernest movies, you should check them out. They're pretty funny. This one seems to have come with factory air, so it's a loaded up car. And with that stunning fastback design, man, that's awesome. If you've been a long-time subscriber to the show, this car should look absolutely familiar to you. We had this on an episode. I'll link below and include it in the ending title card if I don't run out of room with all the other stuff I'm referencing. But this is a supercharged Cadillac B-Series wagon. Over 500 horsepower with an LSA engine. This thing is nicknamed the War Wagon. Very cool. Very cool owner. This car is clean and in great shape. But one of my favorite things about this vehicle is that it is a stick shift car. That's right, it is a manual car, and this was a blast to drive. You know, when my father comes to visit here in Florida, this is one of his favorite cars when we go out to car shows, and with good reason, because this thing is awesome. All right, we got another Shelby Cobra here with dual carburetor setup, beautiful blue paint and the side pipes. Good looking car. You don't see these ever being mistreated, at least I have. They're always in excellent condition. Very nice cars all the way around. The blue with the silver stripes looks really well. I like that wood steering wheel there a lot. That is very cool. So right here, we've got a Studebaker. I actually had to read the card to see what it was, because I don't think I've ever seen one of these before in person. So it's a Studebaker. It says GT Hawk, or GT stands for Gran Turismo. Beautiful car, and I'm blown away. I've never seen one of these in person before. You don't see a lot of Studebakers at car shows anywhere unless you're at a concourse style event. It's an award winner. He's got several awards here in the back, and well-deserved ones as well. The car's in great shape and very rare. So that is something else. And right here we've got a plastic and beautiful Corvette. This car has got that kind of a sort of a maroon color too, metallic paint, really clean. It's got the removable tops, excellent condition, beautiful car. Definitely nice. And I love this body style, and I love this generation a lot. If you like this, you like what you see, these cars, these classics, this Corvette, hit that subscribe button and bell icon for instant notifications when we go live with new Combustion Chamber lives like this. It's the regular Combustion Chamber show, which we're shooting right now. And we're also on Patreon, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, so check us out. And right next to that awesome Corvette is this V6 Camaro with some custom graphics going down the side there. Over the gloss black, they're a matte black, so I'll get a little closer so you can see those right there. So really neat stuff. It looks like they've also taken the time to paint their engine shroud there with a spider, and the black and red looks pretty cool. And I said earlier, if you're looking for cars that have a power and track options and capabilities, definitely check out 5th and 6th gen Camaros, because I know that they do. You can get 1LE components either in a package or put on the cars after the fact, or you could just make it a looks and style machine. But keep in mind, these already come with over 300 horsepower. Let me put that in comparison for you. In 2002, a Z28 Camaro with the LS1 came with 325 horsepower. I don't know what the later years, like all the 6th gen numbers or all the tweaks and modifications over the 5th gen, but this has, if I'm not mistaken, over 300 horsepower for sure. So that's pretty amazing out of a V6. So you can have a lot of fun with these cars. Check this gasser out right here. This is awesome. It's an old school form of racing, and this is what they would call a gasser right here. You can see it does sit pretty high up off the ground. Definitely suspension you may not have seen before. It's really interesting to see somebody take an F-body like this and kind of do their own thing with it, and I think that's pretty cool. It's a lot of nice work here. Now check this out. Check this out right here, a classic Army car. Of course, yes, it's a Chevrolet, but it's got the Army paintwork on it from that era. If you've seen older episodes of, say, a television show like the A-Team, they may not have a car that goes this far back, but they have other GM cars and some Dodges that were sold to the military, painted in a very similar color manner. And as you can see, he's got a canvas print from what I'm assuming is last year's show. Oh, guys, check this out. Dude, that's my GTO in the background. That's my GTO right there with the chrome wheels. That's pretty awesome. But this car is great. It's a great piece of history. It's very nice that it's out here today. Of course, they have the classic, one of the classic dress uniforms from that era as well. And the interior with all the painted, tire pressure and all these things. If you've ever driven military vehicles, you know that there's signage and things that you would never find in a civilian vehicle. This is very, very cool. This is a beautiful classic Corvette powered by a 327 V8. Once again, colors out here have been maroon, and this is one of them. Beautiful paintwork. Car is in excellent condition. I really like how it is, for the most part, a largely stock appearance in the engine compartment. I mean, I like engine dress up just as much as anybody else, but I like how it's still painted hugger orange. It still has the exhaust manifolds. Looks like he does have a shroud over the distributor cap back there. But as you can see, in comparison to the Pontiac blocks, that right there, if you can see that, let me dial in for you. You kind of see the stem a little bit. It's straight up and down and not a slight angle like you would find in a Pontiac block. But car's in great condition, so it's nice to see this out here today. A timeless design car. You know, these cars never get tired, if that makes sense. They're just timeless. I love it. And I have a good friend that loves all Corvettes. He's from Brazil, and he fell in love with America, and he fell in love with Corvettes. So hopefully he can come back. I'm talking about you, Felipe. And right here we got a beautiful classic Oldsmobile, which I think it's great that we have this car out here today, because we see a lot of classic Chevrolet, and that's great. I'm a Chevy guy, but these Oldsmobiles, you don't see a lot of them. So this is awesome, and a nice blue, big chrome bumper and grille there. Like so many cars of the era, these were designers' cars. And look at that green painted engine block, intake manifold, and valve covers. That's pretty cool. So that's so neat to see one of these out here today. Got your vent windows, poor man's air conditioning there. And I love the steering wheel. Looks like it has the ornamentation inside. That is really, really cool. Let's dial in on that just real quick. That is something else. It's so cool to see this out here today. And right here we've got a C6 60th anniversary Corvette with the functional air intake up there on the front, 427 badging on it, and of course the 60th anniversary badging runs throughout the vehicle. The headrests in between the seats there, right on the steering wheel. I've driven some of these cars, and they're a lot of fun. And this one's a stick shift, so it's definitely a lot of fun to drive. So I don't know if this is a Grand Sport or a Z06, or these panels have been added after the fact, but they are functional in their application. And right here we've got another classic, gorgeous Corvette in this baby blue kind of color. Don't know what the exact name of it is, but this is probably my favorite looking Corvette out here today. Absolutely love this color. It's got the Krieger wheels on it. He's got the older GM slogan there, the Heartbeat of America, on the valve covers. Polished intake manifold, so he's got some engine dress up on it. Aftermarket air cleaner, of course. And he's got that beautiful white interior that goes just so well. Well, it's two-tone, white and black, but the white seats go so well with this blue exterior. He's got some air options down there, factory. This car is fantastic, though. And like I said, the Corvettes of this era are pretty timeless. So it has air conditioning, but the owner just informed me it has heat and massaging seats as well. Now, when's the last time you saw that in a Corvette? The only time I've seen something like that is in a Jaguar XJL or one of their other sedans. So this is pretty outstanding. It's got the U.S. Navy retired flag there. And get a close-up of that. Submarine Force. I have a friend, a good friend of mine that serves on submarines in the Navy as well. And of course, he's got the American flag. You can't go wrong with that. And right here, we've got a fourth generation Camaro powered by an LS1. You know, I love my fourth gens. I love this one. This guy's super nice, and I always want to feature his car every chance that I get. And I'm a huge fan of the LS1, obviously, because there's one in my GTO. Yes, I have the 04 GTO, not the the 05 or 06 with the LS2. But this car is fantastic. It's such great condition. He's got some dress up on the seats, and in the engine compartment, he's got aftermarket head unit there. But just a great car. I love it. Now check out this gorgeous 1957 Chevrolet here. Good looking car. Looks like it's in that hugger orange color. And we're gonna go in for a closer look in just 1 second. We want to let a gentleman take a picture real quick. It's got the painted orange engine down here, hugger orange with the carburetor on it, and looks like it's pretty much as it was of that era. Of course, I love that it's a convertible, two-tone interior with the orange and silver. This thing is just fantastic to look at. Beautiful car. I love the white walls. I love the chrome. This going down the line here, you know, the 57 is probably from those years. 55, 56, and 57 are probably the 57 is probably the most well recognized and most popular. And right here we got Howdy Doody. It's Howdy Doody time. And right here we got a custom 1957 Ford with the flames, the aftermarket wheels with the center spinners there. Really nice paintwork, nice car, nice and clean. And we see this again right here. We have the car hop window thing for your food. Looks like he's got an older Air Force uniform in there, so probably a veteran, most likely, especially at this show here today. Very nice car. Not a lot of trucks out here today, but the ones that are out here are pretty awesome. Classic Ford F-100. This thing's awesome. I love the big fenders. I love the dramatic look and style of it. This thing is pretty awesome. And right next to it, we've got a classic Buick GS. This thing is amazing, in great condition. With this functional hood, you see air comes in and then right down into your air cleaner. And it's stage 1, so I don't know the exact specifications of this vehicle, but it's in excellent condition, and it is something to definitely look at. You know, another classic I didn't expect to see out here today is this beautiful classic Morgan. Absolutely outstanding condition. It's got the leather strap to keep the hood closed. You see there's a little air intake there. You can see the air cleaner sticking out. Beautiful, beautiful car. The sign says the 1951. I'm not too familiar with Morgans, but I know a good car when I see it, and this is it, and in excellent condition.
We appreciate that. Yes, just bring them by the WJBJ Sound Trailer.
Once again, the early
that wouldn't have made
any
irons
sense at all.
of Orlando.
Very
are
nice.
the ones
And Mike Kelly's Cruise News is out here today with us. They brought out their classic Chevy in this bright, vivid yellow color, and it is powered by a modern LS power plant, which is great. A lot of people do that. This would be the LS1 engine. You get all the power and the reliability of a modern engine, so it makes things a little bit more drivable and a little easier. And we come in here, look at this beautiful interior, really gorgeous. It's a father and son team, and does this truck look familiar to you? I sure hope it does. This is a gorgeous 1967 that has been on Combustion Chamber. He's nice enough to do a burnout for us. One of my favorite paint schemes on any vehicle that we've had on the show, because it's got this metallic green here. It's really, really nice to look at, and then it's got the two-tone with the silver and just a thin black stripe separating the two. You got Pee Wee Herman right there. That's an addition. Pee Wee Herman was not on the truck when we shot it, but one of my favorite vehicles to have on the show, and it's just a stunning pickup truck. If I have any more room in the title card at the end of today's video, I will definitely feature a link to this. If not, it'll be a link down below. Beautiful, classic 1959 Ford Fairlane with that clamshell hood there. Very nice. This thing is ridiculously clean. Gorgeous, gorgeous Ford. Beautiful classic design. Like I said, cars from this era were designers' cars all the way. And look at the Fairlane logo he's got in there, carved in wood. That's beautiful. Very nice. Looks like this one came with factory air as well. Or is that an aftermarket setup? You tell me. If you know, let me know in the comment section below if you know about this classic and gorgeous Ford Fairlane. Not to be confused with the movie starring Andrew Dice Clay. And I just wanted to get a shot here to show you how massive this car show is. It's got the beautiful American flag being displayed by the Orange County Fire and Rescue and Orlando Fire Department. Really outstanding folks. And look how big this is. And we're going to keep filming it for you guys. Let's get back to it. This is absolutely gorgeous with the silver and red interior with those slightly darker wheels. Aftermarket brake setup, of course, because of the slotted and cross-drilled rotors and the painted caliper there. But look how clean the interior is. I like how silver runs throughout this vehicle, either a darker pewter type color on your valve covers or the lighter silver in the center of your air cleaner, and then it just boom right to a big bright red interior. I love it though. I think this is a really beautiful resto mod and an example of when it's done right and not taken too far. But this is an excellent vehicle. And right here we've got another gasser here. It's a 1941 Studebaker. This is in excellent condition. The paintwork is marvelous, as you can see. Like I said, you don't see a lot of gassers at shows, but it was an old school form of racing and a great form of racing at that. You might see it at your local drag strip, sort of like if they have a quote unquote vintage racing night. I don't like to say that, but great car. Definitely not low on power, y'all. Look at that. This thing will probably pick up and scoot very well. All polished, beautiful Mickey Thompson valve covers right there, painted in a metallic red that matches the exterior. Got your, everything is chrome. This is the same actual style of valve covers we have our 67 Camaro. Obviously not the exact same. Ours are black, but the way you tighten them down right there with those T handles, and we've got the polished oil breather cap right there. And you come down and you've got this beautiful classic, or not classic, but sort of chrome gold color exhaust work feeding into this bow tie Chevrolet piece here. This is it looks feeds like it feeds from there like a collector and then goes back. So this is very cool. The interior is gorgeous with the black and red stitching. This car is something else. Now people say, well, why does it have an automatic? Well, it does, but you can throw it back into first and second and shift based on your RPMs there. It also has the big, I love that pedal down there. So this thing is gorgeous. It's just such a great example of an older form of racing. This is something else. Another sleek and classic Corvette, like some of the ones we saw earlier with the vertical radio there. Probably just AM band, maybe it's AM FM, but most likely just AM. But this one is 427 powered and in beautiful condition. Right next to a late model Cobra Mustang. Supercharged, picks up and goes pretty well. Looks like he's got an aftermarket air cleaner on there, or at least I assume that it's aftermarket. These cars are coming with so much tech, so much performance now, that sometimes they're putting stuff on there that you would have normally have done in the aftermarket world, like a supercharger. And another beautiful classic Mustang in a unique color. We saw that other one over there that was in that golden color with the name I can't pronounce very well, but this is in a darker kind of, would you say bronze, or I don't, what's it called? Ember Glow? Okay, the owner was nice enough to let me know the name. This is actually really beautiful, and I don't think I've seen a Mustang in this color before. So I like it when it's different. I like it when it's unique. So the owner was nice enough to invite me to open the door here. So we're going to open the door.
Have you concluded your
right
program,
here?
Marion?
And this has got the deluxe, or as it's called, the pony interior, and you can see that with the two-tone, obviously, but the horses on the interior that run throughout the entire vehicle. This owner's very nice. Let me open up the door here. Very nice, very beautiful car. And here we have a supercharged LT4 engine here, the ZL1 Camaro with the flow tie, functional air intakes. Definitely a performance car. Aftermarket air intake. These are pretty awesome. 6th generation. Just a great step for the Camaro. And right next to it, another classic Chevrolet, a two-tone in that kind of blue color that's very kind of synonymous, excuse me, with the 50s, or hey, maybe 80s Miami Vice. So, and right next to it, we've got a beautiful Chevelle Super Sport. I love this car, how it's resto modded. It looks like it sits a little lower. It has the aftermarket 5-spoke wheels, the stripes that run down the length of the hood, and then that red interior. So it's modified a little bit, but definitely
perhaps that's why all Americans
beautiful looking car. It
love
still has the
American
8-track
vehicle so much.
tape
because
player
it's
there.
captured
Well, not tape, but just
something
an 8-track.
that we love about America
which,
itself.
predates
Wherever you are and wherever
cassette
you
tape.
go,
So
there's
that's
always
pretty cool that
something
it's still in there, and
beautiful
then
to
he's got
see.
an 8-track,
And
and he's got
there's always
Simon
something
and Garfunkel.
beautiful. Give them a heads up. And they are going to circle back and make a second pass. That is the commemorative Air Force of the land.
Beautiful classic Chevrolet Nova. You know, we recently did an all Nova show. That was a lot of fun. Still going to learn a lot more about these cars. This is looks like it's got 6-cylinder badging, which is not uncommon. Cars did come with engine options back then. They weren't all V8s. A lot of them were, but not all. Beautiful classic Chevrolet here. Definitely has got some aftermarket power going on here. Looks like an LS engine. Like I said, you know, those modern engines give you all the power that the old hot rods used to have with all the reliability. So I think that's why they're preferred by a lot of people. There's a lot less day-to-day maintenance that needs to be done on them. Beautiful classic Chevrolet here. We've talked about this car before, and I think in a past Combustion Chamber Live, but beautiful color. Love that blue-green color. And I believe this is a late model GM color. Definitely not a color from that era, though. Here we have a highly customized and bagged, it looks like, PT Cruiser. It's got the aftermarket modification to the hood, so it folds forward on a bagged system. Very cool. Lots of beautiful custom airbrush and paint work. Looks like a medieval theme runs throughout this vehicle here. You got the jouster on horseback. You've got the maiden there, and a dragon, and it looks like fighting for his lady there. So that is very nice. And right here we got a 1935 Ford Classic, and beautiful to see that out here today. Very, very cool. And let's spin around here and check out a classic Volvo. Man, to see this out here is pretty mind-blowing because you don't really see a lot of these at classic hot rod shows, or at all, really. Yeah, they're probably really coveted in other countries, but here in America, to see a classic Volvo like this is pretty unique. The card says it's a 1967, so that's cool. Got the American flags on there, but very, very unique to see this out here today. I'll get you a quick shot of that interior. Looks like it's got air, factory air, I assume, with the radio on the passenger side. Definitely, probably not an American designer there. You don't want your lady taking control of the radio and playing music you don't like there. So definitely, maybe a design flaw there. But I'm kidding. It's actually a beautiful car and in great condition. And right here we've got a classic MG Midget. Beautiful car in great condition. Painted engine components, very nice all the way around. If it lives in the garage, it's a trophy. If it lives in the driveway, it's a car. That's pretty cool. I like it when people, hey, I'm being stalked. I'm being stalked. Now I'm stalking you. So that was the owner of the vehicle. So they travel around in the country in this, and they're currently traveling right now, shooting their own series like us. Only we don't travel nearly as much as they do, but definitely a beautiful MG here. Got a Super Snake Mustang here from Shelby. I'll walk around and get you a shot of that. Beautiful Super Snake Shelby Mustang here. I really love that orange color. I've always been a fan of it. Definitely has a ton of power on it. I bet this thing does scoot. Really nice and really, really gorgeous in that orange. Classic Boss 302. Beautiful car with that shaker hood there. Really like this more aggressive fastback design from this era. Beautiful car and in outstanding condition. And right next to it, a supercharged late model Saline Mustang as well. So you've got a nice lineup there of different generations and different modifications of Mustangs. Absolutely love this Chrysler New Yorker. Seen it before, photographed it countless times, but love it nonetheless. Love to see that it's out here today. Beautiful land yacht is what I call it. But in great and clean condition. So it looks like this interior is kept as it was for that time. Very beautiful. I've never seen this car before, a Ford Pressliner 1951, but it is in great condition. You've got this painted, sort of a bronze painted engine block and intake right there for your air cleaner. Very cool car, very much in great condition. I've never seen one of these before, to the best of my knowledge. Once again, a lot of the cars you see out here, what's surprising to see is these are a lot of your kind of concourse cars that you would see at a concourse de elegance, which is very cool. Classic Mustang Mach 1 with the shaker hood, the do not touch sign there. Definitely don't do that, or the girl in the bikini with the machine gun will shoot you. I haven't seen a girl in a bikini with a machine gun at this show, but if one pops up, I'll let you know. And it's parked right next to this beautiful classic Thunderbird. Beautiful in red. I've always loved that kind of light blue-greenish color of the Thunderbird logo. It's got the fuzzy dice, two-tone interior. Very nice car. Just such a nice lineup of vehicles out here today. Just amazing stuff. And if you like what you see, hit that subscribe button and bell icon for instant notifications when we go live with new episodes such as this. And we're also on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and if you really love us, check us out on Patreon. Got some nice trucks out here today. Got this huge 1500 Dodge Ram with its aggressive grille, that new styling. It's pretty cool stuff. Right next to a classic International. And you don't see too many of these either. Those are pretty neat. It's so cool to see this out here. And you've got a 100-year anniversary Chevrolet badged. What is this? Would this be the Colorado? Are they still calling it that? God, I haven't shopped for a truck in so long. I need to brush up on my truck knowledge. Beautiful orange color on this 5th generation Camaro ZL1, supercharged motor with functional air intakes and points of extraction. Good looking to see this out here today. Right in front of it is a classic Plymouth GTX. You might have seen this in one of the Fast and Furious movies where they take a classic car and wreck it. I don't know why they think people like to see that. Nobody does. Don't wreck classic cars. Even if you're not a Plymouth guy, don't wreck classic cars. But this is a beautiful car, and what I like about the GTX is I think it's a really good looking car as well. The lines are pretty classic. It's a little bit more straight line, and it's not as curvy as, let's say, a 1st generation Camaro or a Stingray Corvette of those years, but still a fantastic car with that air grabber there. So it is functional, and it brings air in right to your air cleaner. Whoa, what is this? A Ford Deluxe. Once again, some of these cars, they go so back that I don't know a whole lot about them. If you know, please let me know in the comment section below. This looks like it's currently a work in progress, or maybe they want to keep it this way just to kind of show you how the car or cars age. But who knows? Who knows what that owner's plans are? Late model Mustang GT there with definitely some aftermarket power going on. Right here, classic 1969 Camaro Super Sport. Beautiful in the Hugger orange with the houndstooth interior. Looks like it's powered by a 502. Good looking car. Classic design. Probably one of the most popular years of Camaro ever. And we come come down here, we've got a beautiful late model Grand Sport Corvette. Beautiful car. Love it in convertible. Love this color with those tan seats. We got a classic C4 parked right next to it. A C7 convertible with a Marine Corps Eagle Globe and Anchor flag and the American flag, and a classic Hotrod. An old Fox body Mustang 5.0 liter car. And looks like we've got a really interesting rat rod down here. Very cool. I like rat rods, y'all know that. We've had a couple on the show that are pretty outstanding. It's pretty straightforward in this one, and I like that. Its interior is license plates and speed limit signs from all around the country. That's very cool. A very custom SSRS 5th generation Camaro with two-tone paint with a silver stripe dividing the black and red, and aftermarket wheels. Very cool. Like I said, Camaros are one of those cars that are pretty much made to be modified. Oldsmobile 442. What does 442 stand for? Now I know, but I want to see if you know. Without going to Google, of course I have no way of checking if you did this or not, but without going to Google, what does 442 stand for? And we come over here at a flat sort of clay colored, like red clay colored truck here. It's very cool. I like that this is different. And the sign says it's a 1932 Ford. And it's neat because I like it. It's got the white walls and the wood bed, and it's just different that it's in this color as opposed to a shiny metallic color. Check it out. This is an awesome older Chevy pickup truck with the step side, aftermarket exhaust, big old engine in it. Now look how much room you have to work on this engine in here. If you want a hot rod truck, the trucks of this generation, I think like the 70s and the 80s, you know, your fall guy type Chevy and GMC trucks, it's just a ton of space to just cram power into this vehicle. Got a classic Buick here. Wow, another vehicle I just did not expect to see out here today. And a beautiful dark blue greenish color. Don't know how to describe it exactly, but I like it. Hey, now that's a pretty cool little Roadster right there. Two-seater open air. Beautiful looking. It's a Ford Roadster. Now, for some of y'all that may have just grown up on modern muscle, you know, your LS and your LT engines, a setup like this is probably a little foreign to you, but there's a lot of cars from older times and European times that were set up like this, where your air cleaners would be on the side. Completely different setup than probably what some of our younger viewers are used to. Gorgeous, gorgeous setup. Beautiful classic Corvette. We've seen a few of these out here today, and they're all in really great condition. He's got a replica of his Corvette on one of those spinning plates there. I actually collect 1/18 scale cars, and you can buy those for your car. They're battery powered, obviously, and you can display your car either at a show or at home. Gorgeous, dark, metallic gray Chevy pickup truck. Really, really beautiful. 1959. I love it. I absolutely love it. And right here, we've got a C4 Corvette with, I know what this has because it's got an aftermarket LS engine in it. Like I said, it's beautiful and it's reliable and a little easier to maintain than some of your older fuel-injected engines or carbureted engines. So, and now they make, well, they've been doing this for a while, fuel injection systems for your older motors to kind of give you a little bit more of that drivability. Classic Bandit Trans Am right here. It's got an autographed picture of Burt Reynolds there. May he rest in peace. I love these second gens. I don't care what people say. I love that logo on the hood. Classic Cuda right here with the bright lime green and the painted styling down the side, and then the matte black hood and fenders. Very nice. And something I spotted when I came in, I love the iridescent flames on this black classic Chevrolet. Absolutely gorgeous. I hope you enjoyed today's Combustion Chamber Live. I certainly know that I did, and I'd love to know which were your favorite cars. Let me know in the comment section below. And if I referenced any videos or anything like that, they're going to be here to my left, your right. And if you like what you see, hit that subscribe button and bell icon for instant notifications when we go live with new episodes. We're also on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and if you really love us, check us out on Patreon.